everyone. All right. So we're going to tackle a topic that I'm getting a lot of feedback on. It's open houses and your team members. This won't be applicable if you've got, team members that are killing open houses, but it gives you a different perspective. What I'm hearing in coaching is that there's tons of teams that are going out and doing open houses, and they're getting huge amounts of visitors coming through the open houses. And I hear from the agents, the team owners, and they're going, "Oh, Marianne, I'm so excited. My buyer agent had 20 people come through the open house." And I'm like, "That's amazing." "Yeah, and they're going to do follow-ups." And I'm like, "Whoa, wait a second." I said, "What do you mean follow-ups?" And they're like, "Well, they're going to do follow-ups." And I'm like, "Okay, I understand that, but let me ask you a question. They're going to be doing follow-ups, but the open house was 3 days ago. So let me ask you a question. How many appointments did they book?" "Oh, they didn't book any, but they got a few warm leads." And I'm like, "Okay, well, they set them up under prospecting matches." Okay, so how many people out of the 20 people that came through that open house, if each person is worth $10,000, that's $200,000 of business that walked through the door. How many actual appointments did that person book? Well, they booked none. Okay. How many listing opportunities were in that open house? Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, how many first-time home buyers walked through? I don't know. But a lot of them were working with agents. Okay. Well, if they're all working with agents, when are the contracts over? Well, I don't know. So basically you have this whole dynamic of $200,000 worth of opportunities walk through your open house, and you're excited that you guys got none of it. That's a little weird, don't you think? I know this is going to burn some people, right? This is going to really irritate some people. I'm saying this. So here's the thing. I like you guys to think of it in a different way. Think of your open houses as storefronts. So you have a storefront. And if you own that store, you are sending a person in to monitor that store, and they have a job to do. Is the job to just greet people and let them come into the store? Because if they did a great job. $200,000 worth of people came through and they did exactly that. They were friendly, they were nice, they met everybody, and that was pretty much it. Okay, now, if you have any other store in existence that is in retail or sales, and you found out that there was $200,000 worth of customers that came through and you didn't sell $1 worth of product, would that be okay? And the chances that it would be okay are probably zero. So you need data. This is the world of data. It's okay to not nail and have like 17 appointments. It might have been too busy. But if you don't have data, like how many of the visitors owned houses? How many of them were first-time buyers? How many of them this? How many of them that? What is the biggest problem that they're experiencing? Did your agent go for the appointment? If you don't have that intel or information and you're okay with it, then what's happening? What is happening that $200,000 worth of people came through, you guys got none of it, but yet you're spending $2,000, $3,000 a month on leads, online leads, which, by the way, I fully support. But what I don't support is the fact that you had $200,000 worth of customers come through your open house, and your agents are sitting there and they're going, "That was a great open house. I had 20 people come through. It was super busy, but I'll call all of them later." First of all, I can tell you that the returns are pretty bad if they leave the open house and then you have to chase them over afterwards. So my point is this. You don't have to beat yourself up over it, because I know a lot of you right now are going, "Oh my gosh, that's me. Like that's my team." What you have to look at is say, treat your open houses like a store. What do you know about the customers that walked in? What was your expectation of the customers that walked in? Have you trained your staff or your agent in this case to be the best version of capturing business, to actually sell at the open house, to talk to people, to get the intel, to go for the appointment? Or are you not spending any time and you're okay with writing checks to online lead companies and hunting and searching for business, or whatever the case is, knowing full well you just had $200,000 worth of business walk through your open house? I wouldn't be okay with that. Personally speaking, I wouldn't be. So my challenge to you guys is this: treat your open houses like a storefront. What you can do with your open houses and what we coach our teams to do with them is very systematic. But you got to really watch that, and you got to put the effort behind it. And you've got to ask yourself the question, what do I know about all the people that came through the open house? And are you sitting back and getting excited because you had a lot of visitors? Or do you just not know where to start in training your staff? And if you don't, then start somewhere, figure it out. Don't accept status quo with that. But every single weekend, I want you to think, okay, if your staff was trained and your people were trained high enough that you were looking at the intel and you knew that there was 6 opportunities for listing appointments in each open house, and you were doing nothing about it, what does that make it? Like, what does that feel like? Does that feel good? Because it shouldn't. It should feel like the point where you're sitting there saying, that's not okay. You know, if you want to see big changes in your business, look at the easiest stuff that you can implement, the easiest things that you can do. You work hard to get your listings. So if you're getting great attendance at your open houses and you're not getting results and you're not seeing it, then that means you're moving a little too fast and you're looking for business in the wrong places. You could fix the system quite easily. After 30 days, you can have a beautifully fixed open house system. You could be running it really well. Your team members will be happy. They'll love doing that. They'll see conversions. You'll have data like you've never seen before. Okay, so really question, what do I know about the people coming through? How well trained are the people doing the open houses? How well is the ability to book appointments at those open houses? What is the follow-up like? And how much business are you looking at every single week, or are you avoiding it? Are you only focusing on the bodies, or are you really looking and seeing how much dollar revenue opportunity came through that open house and how much of it did I leave? Okay, very good questions to ask yourself. If you need any help, reach out.